I'm a mentalist. I'm originally from Edinburgh in Scotland, and I'm now based in New York. And I have the really unique opportunity to create what I hope are unique and extraordinary theatrical experiences that I have the privilege of sharing with audiences across the world. It really came from a place of wanting to create a show about connection and the power of connection. And I traveled the world with my larger theater show, and I wanted to create something that was much more intimate, much more personal to the audience. What I do as a mentalist is explore the power of connection. It's one of the purest connections you can have with an audience because there's nothing to hide behind. So it really came from that seed of connection. And the idea of having 24 strangers around a table, sharing in this experience together and becoming friends by the end of the evening is what drove the creation. I was a little kid, and my granddad showed me a little trick where he took a piece of candy that I'd signed my name on. He vanished it, and it appeared in a matchbox on the table. And I was hooked from that point on. And he sort of taught me some traditional magic when I was a little kid. And then from there, I moved into studying psychology and hypnosis and the power of the human mind. And I weave those experiences together to create the theatre that I do now. Also growing up in Scotland, it's a place where mystery is woven into the fabric of its identity. So I think even as a kid, I always had that innate sense of curiosity, wanting to explore the world. I feel that we live in such fragmented times, and to come into a space together where you're meeting 24 strangers and each of you are opening up, experiencing the extraordinary, I really hope it's something that you leave knowing that you are capable of the extraordinary in your own life. I really want people to bond with each and every individual person at the table. That's the idea of a great dinner party, isn't it? That you meet some interesting people, you have great conversation, great food, great whiskey. The idea of exploring the senses and the human mind is at the essence of what I do as a mentalist. So to create something that explored the power of story, the power of the senses, the power of the imagination through food and whiskey seemed like a really interesting way to accentuate the narrative experience and the mentalist experience as well. I always let audiences know who are trying whiskey for the first time that it is not about liking the whiskey per se, unlike a wine. Whiskey is such a complex drink. So we start off really slowly just by smelling the whiskey, then tasting a little bit of it neat, and then adding a little bit of water and seeing that flavor bloom. So it's really about taking audiences to a new experience of tasting whiskey that perhaps emotes a sense memory as well, that takes them back to experiencing the forests of Oregon as a kid perhaps as well. I use traditional magic techniques, hypnotic techniques, psychology, and story and narrative to create the experience of mind reading. So I call it theatre for the mind. So it only works in the context of the theatrical experiences that I create. Certainly, I think we all have the capacity to tap into a sense of intuition and rapport with another person, but I'm never sitting on the subway trying to stare into someone's head working out who they are. You're going to be bonding with people around a table, but you're going to be sharing great food and great whiskey. It will be probably, hopefully, one of the most unique experiences you will have. I'm so excited about coming back. I've heard that the Oregon coastline is a must-see, so I really want to do that. The craft beer scene, and lots of amazing wineries. So yeah, I think lots of drinking, lots of nature, an excellent combination.